MysteryMrR back with another review, and today we're reviewing Chernobylite. I do want to thank Farm51 for actually giving me a free copy of Chernobylite. This is going to be the PS5 version reviewed, and without further ado, let's get started. Now, the first thing I always like to start off with when it comes down to any game is it fun? In the early game, it's one of those games where you actually take it slow, pick up every single piece of loot you can find. If you see enemies, try and avoid them or stealth take them out. And whenever you get to the mid to late game, I believe the game personally for me is still enjoyable, but it's not going to be the same amount of fun as it is in the beginning. In the beginning, you don't really have anything. You get a little pistol and that's about it. Well, around about day 5, day 6, I pretty much was set when it came down to gear, and the only thing actually keeping me enjoying the game itself was the story, which was not that bad. It's kind of cheesy and whatnot. The environment was okay, but really the base building is what kept me going. I want to build a good base for my team. I want to give them beds. I want to build all these, weapon customization things, and I just want to see what this game has to offer. And this is something I personally found out about myself. I actually enjoy the slower pace, more relaxing type of game. Ever since Dark Souls and Bloodborne came out and became a smash success, it's like every other developer wants to create a super hard game. Like, oh, our game is hardcore. Our game is the Souls-like of this genre. And it's good to just take a break, man, and just play some games and just relax. In Chernobylite, I actually get that sense of relaxation and enjoyment. So when it comes down to the game being fun, I think, it's a pretty enjoyable game. When it comes down to gameplay, scavenge for loot, sort out the good stuff, give some stuff to your team, send your team out on missions, they bring back more stuff, you build more stuff, you craft more stuff. But while that is going on, you're supposed to be participating in the story, which you can choose to do. Every time your team member says, hey, I got a mission for you to do, it literally leads into more of the story, because when you start the game, you pretty much know what the end game is. Oliver pretty much tells you, hey, if we're gonna go back and we're gonna do this heist on this Chernobyl plant, we're going to need more people, we're going to need better gear, and that's pretty much it. Just build your team, make sure they're happy. So when it comes down to gameplay, it is involved with the story loosely, but you can enjoy it. They like to advertise the game as do what you want when you want to, and that's kind of true, but the game is not open world. It's set in multiple different levels. You're going to end up going through the same environments over and over, seeing the same building, go inside the same building for multiple different missions, whether it's activate a radio or talk to somebody that's on a higher floor of the same building. It's literally going to be rinse and repeat. And even though most people would find that pretty boring, I think it's all right, because most of the time you're pretty much just trying to get to the story. When you load into a level, there's the main mission, and then there's side quests where it could be either heal a soldier that got hurt from a monster, or talk to this person and they can give you some gear. You can trade some food for some gear, trade some gear for some food. And you can pretty much ignore all that when your base is good to go. You can ignore all of that and just run to the story mission. The part that I don't actually enjoy, if I do this mission, it's going to make the person that sent me on the mission happy, but it's going to make somebody else upset. And it's literally like that through the entire game after you unlock all your teammates, and it's kind of frustrating and annoying. Some of the options, it makes sense. For example, light spoiler, there's a part where you can blow up an area because the NAR, which are pretty much like the militia, the bad guys of the game, they have a stockpile of weapons, and you can just blow it up, and obviously it's going to cripple the NAR, but it's going to also make your teammate happy because your teammate wants revenge. But another teammate, one of his friends, is also in the area, so if you blow up the NAR weapon cache, you're going to end up killing one of your teammates' friends. And obviously, if you don't blow it up, the person that sent you on the mission is not going to like you, because you did all this and you're not even going to go through the mission. And you actually need your teammates for the final heist. I'm sure you can beat the final heist without it, but it's kind of like the suicide mission in Mass Effect 2. You kind of want all your friends and all your crew to survive. But it's kind of frustrating to have these guys as a crew, unlike Mass Effect, where Shepard is the badass. Whatever Shepard says, it happens. Here, with the main character, if he does this, somebody's going to be upset and they're going to be mad. And if you don't do this, they're going to be upset. The other person's going to be happy. The main character is not in a position of, hey, I'm the commander, do what I say. It's more, okay, I'm in charge, you're part of the team, but you can leave whenever you want. And it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, you're not forcing these people to be with you, but at the same time, you need them for the ending mission. Next up, we're going to talk about the story. And I've talked about the story a bit here and there, talking about the characters and whatnot. But the main story, and I personally don't enjoy the main story whatsoever, is this guy is looking for his fiance. So he's like, oh, where's my fiance? Have you seen her? This and that. And there's several missions where it's, we need this. But if you do this, the NAR might strike us back because you're digging for this information. But if you destroy it, then that's good for us. And I always went to the route of, hey, my team, I'm here for the team and I'm here for the now. I'm not really big in looking for a lost woman. Like, oh no, I lost my fiance. I gotta go find her. Oh no, where's my fiance? And you're pretty much screwing over every single person that works with you just because your selfish desire to see your woman again. Like, dude, go find a new woman. Like, it's not that deep. And I get it, some people are like madly in love, but when it comes down to, hey, I could try and find my long lost fiance, or I could get my friend killed, you should probably think about the friend that's possibly gonna get killed or injured because you selfishly want to look for this woman. But I digress. The story is actually interesting. There's like a little retinal link, whatnot, and you put it on and you can see the past and you can see parts that your main character wasn't involved in. Throughout the missions, there's like documents from like the KGB and stuff in it, and it's like pretty much like a puzzle. You put the pieces together and then you go into like the neural link from Tesla, and you can see like the shadow of your wife and what she went through, and like getting arrested and being blackmailed and some other guy loving your wife and he's trying to break you apart. That is interesting, but you have to go through a lot of stuff to actually get to that interesting point. I found it on accident just by like scavenging around, but if you were really focused on, hey, I want to build my base up, I want to go on heists with my crew and stuff like that, that's kind of like a backdrop of what the game wants. The game wants you to find your wife. But if you don't care about the wife, well, it's almost kind of annoying to constantly, hey, I could do this to find my wife or this for my team. But that's about all I have to say about Chernobylite. I really do enjoy the game. If I'm going to give it a score, I'm honestly going to have to give it like a 3 out of 5. Yeah, boy. Because after you get so much loot, you literally run around, kill some guards, go to the story, and then make some hard decisions. But one great thing is your decisions aren't permanent. You can go back and change your decisions. I won't spoil how, but that is one cool thing about Chernobylite that I did enjoy. And you don't have to actually restart the whole game just to go through these different decisions. You could just change the decision on the fly and then keep moving on. But that's all I have to say about Chernobylite. I think it is an enjoyable game. I do advise you guys pick it up. It is survival light. It is base building light, but the story is interesting. The characters are pretty interesting. The combat is simple but effective. And if you guys enjoyed this review, hope you guys leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.